The United States has said from the very beginning that U.S. weapons should not be used by Ukraine inside Russian territory. Although reports are coming out that they didn't listen to us and have instead gone ahead and used our weapons to attack Russia head on, with supposed drone attacks hitting a Russian oil refinery and even residential buildings. President Joe Biden may have slipped in a recent statement where he called out Uganda for their new anti-homosexuality act, saying that if they pursue it, the money that's coming from the United States will end. Just what we needed to know, right? That our government continues to go out of its way to use our taxpayer money to provide billions of dollars to other countries. How do you think that this helps us here in our country? Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that he's ready to get a deal on the president's desk about the debt limit as soon as possible, and he wants to avoid the deadline that's already been extended by Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Do you guys think that they'll actually have time to avoid a default? I know somebody from the Senate who's actually in favor of this bill, none other than Senator Joe Manchin, believe it or not. However, and here's what some people might call a deal breaker. The debt ceiling deal includes the West Virginia gas pipeline that Joe Manchin has long sought after. Any thoughts on that? And former President Donald Trump has vowed to end birthright citizenship to children of immigrants if he's once again voted into Oval Office. Do you guys think that this is a good plan? Comment a quick yes or no on that one. Let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's get right into the updates. Also, if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below.
I support the bipartisan agreement that President Biden has produced with Speaker McCarthy. Avoiding default is an absolute imperative. The damage that default would inflict on our country, our economy, our families would be enormous and take years from which to recover.
That's Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer showing full support for the added spending that the government will undertake until the next election. And while that he said that he's going to rush with this deal as soon as it passes the House, those in the Senate may already be worried as the deal includes something that they're not in favor of. Do you remember when both the president and the House Speaker said that not everyone was going to be getting what they wanted? It's kind of like telling your kids that you can't buy them ice cream on the way home, but just as you're about to pass McDonald's, the only one with a working ice cream machine, you buy a single ice cream cone for your favorite son or daughter. Now, in this case, it's Senator Joe Manchin. Now, included in this must-pass bill is the West Virginia pipeline, a project that Manchin has been pushing for some time now. Now, many Democrats are not at all happy with this, including environmental groups who are saying that this is just a bad decision for the country. Peter Anderson, Virginia Policy Director with Appalachian Voices, he said, quote, singling out the Mountain Valley Pipeline for approval in a vote that our nation's credit limit is an egregious act. By attempting to suspend the rules of a pipeline company that has repeatedly polluted communities' water and flouted the conditions in its permits, the president and Congress would deny basic legal protections, procedural fairness, and environmental justice to communities along the pipeline's path, end quote. Now, many House Democrats are already offering amendments to take the pipeline deal out. Although Senator Joe Manchin says that this deal between Biden and McCarthy will push through. So here's what he said in a recent radio interview, quote, if you're looking for reason to be against something in Washington, you can always find something saying it wasn't good enough, didn't go far enough. The bottom line is we cannot have the threat of default for the sake of our economy. Now, on top of that, there was a negotiation. It was bipartisan. Now, are there going to be Republicans who won't vote for it? Sure. Will there be Democrats who don't vote for it? Sure. Will there be enough to pass it? I absolutely think so, end quote. Of course he supports it, but what do you guys think is going to happen next here? Now, speaking of support, Army General Mark Milley, he said that the U.S. does not support using equipment provided by our country to carry out attacks inside Russian territory.
The rules that we have established with the Ukrainians is to not use U.S. supplied equipment to attack into the geographic space of Russia.
However, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff also says that the images of vehicles and military hardware have popped up on social media that shows how Ukraine has not listened to our call. According to Milley, quote, I cannot say with definitive accuracy right this minute to you whether that, and I saw the same video, whether that's U.S. supplied equipment or not, what was the nature of the attack, who did what to whom. I can't say with definitiveness right this minute, but I can say we have asked the Ukrainians not to use U.S. supplied equipment for direct attacks into Russia, end quote. Russia, though, says that the Ukraine has been attacking them directly with drone attacks, with one setting fire to an oil refinery. They also said that the Ukraine has been attacking residential areas, as well as with Russian President Vladimir Putin saying that these attacks are meant to intimidate the Russian citizens. So what do you guys make of this? Now, on the topic of intimidating countries, President Biden has just warned the leadership of Uganda that their new anti-homosexuality act may include sanctions from the United States. Now, we all know what these sanctions have done in the past, right? One of which is to cut off the $1 billion that we send them there annually. According to Biden, quote, "The scale of our commitment speaks to the value that we place on this partnership and our faith in the people of Uganda to build for themselves a better future. It is my sincere hope that we can continue to build on this progress together and strengthen protections for the human rights of people everywhere." End quote. So are you surprised to hear that we're sending billions of dollars to different countries? I mean, to be honest, I wasn't even aware that they were sending this much over there this entire time. Now, on that note, former President Donald Trump is also aiming to stop this automatic citizenship for children born within the United States territory for immigrants who entered the country illegally. Now, it's called the birthright citizenship, and according to Trump, he's willing to issue an executive order to have this stopped.
Former President Trump is making promises that are making headlines once again. He is vowing to end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants if he wins in 2024. Now, under a decades-long interpretation of the Constitution, children born on U.S. soil are U.S. citizens, even if their parents are not themselves citizens or in the country legally. If Trump wins in 2024, the former president says he would instruct the federal government to deny citizenship to children with parents who are not U.S. citizens or legal permanent residents.
Now, he also insinuates that the Biden administration is behind the alleged illegal invasion of immigrants from different countries, providing these children with taxpayer-funded health care, welfare, and the right to vote. Benefits that he says will also affect the rights of the parents. Now, the former president says that this is going to be done on the first day that he's voted into office. What do you guys think? Will this solve the problems at the borders? And in the first place, is this a problem for any of you? Hit me up in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Now, if we're talking about government benefits, it is clear that many of those are not cutting it for us. I mean, just look at Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, SNAP, and EBT. These are all not doing enough for many households across the country. Just how much more are we spending nowadays, huh? Do you guys keep a notebook of your budget when you visit Walmart or Target? You know what? That's a great idea. And something that I do with my own household, because you need to understand where all of your money is going. Now, the same can be said for many different expenses and bills, and we need to be on top of them, or we're going to be surprised that we're already out of cash. Now, if only cash flow could be strengthened. Oh wait, that's completely possible. Side hustles, small businesses, they can both generate multiple streams of income. Both can be done from home as well. You can also look into wise investments in the stock market, real estate, even in gold and silver to help protect and grow your wealth. Now, if you need help learning about any of these things, feel free to hit me up in the comment section down below. I can make more videos on these subjects. It's not going to be easy, but it is definitely worth it. Right now, you should see 2 videos above my head. Definitely go ahead and click on these videos right now and check those out. But before I go, please don't forget to drop a huge thumbs up for the video and share this video with everyone you know. Subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you on the next one.